gorgeous, and welcome back to the Mindset Magic and Manifestation Podcast with your girl. It is I, the Michaela J, here to teach you how to manifest your next level Lux life. Okay. Today we've got a different setup. If you're watching on the video, we're actually in my office, which normally we record on my couch in the living room. We have a chat, a girls' chitty chat. But today's episode is actually going to be an interview conversation with Laura from the Soft and Savage podcast. So we just did a podcast collab. I was on her podcast, she came on mine, and we had the best time riffing. So listen to this episode and then don't forget to go over to her podcast and listen to my interview on her show. I'll have it linked in the show notes for you. You guys are going to love this episode today because we're talking a lot about manifesting your pre-housewife era. Laura talks about how before she met her man, before she got married, she knew she wanted to get married and have a baby. She took this single time to call it her pre-housewife era. And she kind of walks you through what that looks like, how she set up her business, how she was setting up her mindset, how she took advantage of this one-time era in her life. And I feel like that's so cool for all my single girls out there who are manifesting, meeting the love of her life, the love of your life. She talks about having delusional levels of self-belief. She is just like me, where we are literally crazy. She talks about her definition of being feral and how she brings that into her content to stand out, making massive changes while traveling the world, and her 365-day Instagram challenge that you'll have to listen to find out about. This episode is jam-packed. It is so good. And Laura Patricia Martin is your neighborhood hot mom. I love that she calls herself that. The neighborhood hot mom running her business from her phone in between nap windows because she has got a baby and he's not even a year old yet, I think. She helps women build brands that have powerful reputations where your name sells for you. So you guys are going to love this episode. Me and Laura are so on the same page, which is why both of our interviews were so fun to record. But before we get into that, before I send you into this juicy episode, I want to tell you about this program. We are opening up the doors to my social media strategy program, It Factor. It Factor is the art and strategy of becoming unforgettable online and curating an unforgettable brand. This program is so special, especially in the age of AI. We need more personality on the internet, and this program teaches you how to take your personality, refine it for your brand, plug in your alter ego, and then use it to make more money. This program has helped my clients launch their podcast, grow their Facebook group, grow their social media, increase their views, pop off and go viral on trial reels, even take their business more seriously, have an actual structure to show up consistently, launch merch lines, and actually start making money while being online. This one's really fun because, we talk so much about the mindset over here, and this gives you a lot of good strategy and structure in how you are going to show up consistently, how you are going to be disciplined, but not in a way that's restrictive or templates or forcing you to post on social media in a way you don't want to. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If you join a social media program and they're like, well, you have to post reels 3 times a day in this way. And it's I don't want to do that. It doesn't come natural to me. So inside of It Factor, we build out what I call your obsession blueprint, your social media strategy based off of how you create content. It is so good. It Factor teaches you how to take your unique It Factor, your je ne sais quoi, and actually turn it into income. That way social media can be easy. It can be fun. You can do podcasts and actually enjoy yourself. It brings in FBS clients. It can bring you speaking engagements, just opportunities, PR all around, and really help your business pop off in 2026. Having your online persona, or not persona, but your online presence, more so having your online presence really dialed in this year, is going to be the most important thing if you are manifesting more money in your business. So It Factor is now open for pre-sale. Spots are limited because this is not only a course, but it's a group coaching program as well. So you get my eyes on your content and on your business every other week in the program. So you can join for pre-sale now. I'll have the link in the show notes for you. And we begin the next round this month. So we are taking Q2 by storm. We are not getting stagnant. We are not waiting. We are not allowing ourselves to pause on our goals, as people like to do at this time of year. We are pouring gas on the fire. I always want to say we're pouring fire on the gas. We're pouring gas on the fire, and we are getting things going. So the link for that's going to be in the show notes. If you have any questions about It Factor, feel free to message me over on Instagram. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy this episode with Laura. I know I loved this conversation, and we can't wait to hear your takeaways in our DMs afterwards. Laura, I'm so excited to have you on. Welcome to the Mindset Magic and Manifestation podcast. Like I was just sharing with you, we don't have guests very often. So this is a special event. You're a main character. I can't wait for everybody to get your vibes. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. You said my favorite words. I'm the main character. Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, main character vibes. And you guys, like me and Laura are gonna become instant best friends.
And
Like
thousand
we
percent.
we recorded an episode for her podcast earlier this week, and I got off and I called my husband and I was like, I just met a new best friend. Like this woman is incredible. She's so the vibe. I'm like, yeah, we needed this to happen. So
Hmm.
I'm excited to share you with all of the girls. Thank you for coming on. And I just want to start with like the most basic question because
Oh.
your podcast is Soft and Savage. So, where did that come from and what does that mean to you?
Oh, good question. So it first started with my entire business started to take off when I was in this pre-housewife era. I was training for my husband. I was doing dating and coaching and coaching and all this kind of stuff. And I dubbed that the pre-housewife era. And then I realized in the journey of pre-housewife era is, okay, you're finding your husband, you're preparing for babies, you're doing the whole thing. Yeah, what about the business? Like like I saw this like juggle between women where it's like, how can I be highly ambitious and be soft and be a partner and be a mom and do all these kind of things? And so I just kept talking about I want to be soft and I want to be savage. And like my natural state is savage. Like I love to really go for it. I love to go ham on potatoes, but like I want to be able to set myself up so much so that when children were to bless me, I can then relax a bit and not have as much guilt as a lot of people do of like, I need to jump back in. I need to do these things. I only wanted to do it if I wanted to. And so birth soft savage. It was like the next iteration of pre-housewife, like, okay, you got the husband, you did the pre-training, you did all that. Now we're moving into actually being a woman that can juggle literally everything that is to be a woman, is to be a wife and a mother and to do these types of things and to run a household. I
Mm.
can't run that the way I do my business. I can't be all of these things, but it doesn't mean my ambition, my alphaness, the trauma that serves me, like all of the things that drive me, it doesn't mean that's bad. And I think more people need to be open to that and having more conversations around how to actually be a Jedi and switch between these two so that you can have everything you want.
Mm. I love the pre-housewife,
Yeah.
housewife eras. How did you come up with that? And like, I can think of specific people in my audience that are like in their
Yeah.
pre-housewife era where we've had conversations, they're manifesting their husband, like that's like up and coming for them. So I'm like,
Yep.
what did that look like for you?
Honestly, girl, I've been toying with bringing it back because I'm like, it's kind of fun, even though I'm out of
Yeah.
it. Like I'm currently in the housewife era. Like I am the
Hmm.
stay-at-home mom. But like it was such a vibe. And it came from just conversations with one of my best friends of like, I'm dating, I'm doing these things, and I would call it training season. Like I'm training and I would like get recipe books of like, because I love my work. Like I will work night until dawn whatever the fuck you want. Like it's trauma response, whatever. Yes, it's fueling me to be rich. I love it. It's an addiction. I need an outlet. Like this is something I will run wild and just go all night for. And I realized,
Mhm.
yeah, that's not really conducive for like motherhood or marriage. And so I would add in these like increments of time in my day of like, this is when I stop work. This is when I cook dinner. I'm gonna go actually learn how to cook. I'm gonna like play with these different things. I'm also gonna learn how to communicate. I'm gonna learn how to not make it about me because again, how we open this, I love to be the main character, but I need to share the roles sometimes. And so I would just like go on
Sometimes.
this journey, only sometimes. But I just went on this whole journey of like healing my nervous system, understanding communication styles, built this whole brand around like alchemy of love. And what I wasn't seeing in the industry a lot was women were told to be more feminine, and I get it, but I don't want to be. Like, that's not a desire that I have at all. It's just, I want to be soft. Sure, I want to relax. Sure, I want to receive. Sure, but how do I do that as a highly ambitious woman who doesn't want to be, not that I don't want to be whimsical, but I don't want to wear florals and like do the fucking thing. Like, I just look like I live in New York constantly, even though I've never lived in New York. Like, that is my vibe.
Yeah.
And so just kind of went on this whole thing of like, how do I do who I naturally am while also shifting the things that are blocking me from love? And how do I then add into my schedule space to be a wife and a mother because I mean, I'm sure your audience knows if you're trying to manifest, if you're trying to call in anything, if there's no space for it,
Yeah.
you're going to self-sabotage it as soon as it comes because you haven't actually trained your nervous system for the spaciousness that love requires, for what motherhood requires, that, all of that requires in your season of singleness. You get to be so selfish. And so you have to set up things in place to actually make space for the thing you're trying to call in.
Yeah, it's the energetic capacity for sure.
Yes,
It's like, ooh,
exactly.
let's build that in. And this is so interesting. So, what do you think are some things you had to leave behind? Like pre-housewife things, single girl things that like what had to be left behind when you found your partner?
Oh, honestly, it's my selfishness. Like I see this a lot with people that have been through extensive levels of trauma, which is what I've gone through, is in our healing era and then our like bounce back era, it is us.
Hmm.
It is every thought is about me. Everything is I deserve this. Everything is I'm doing this. And it's I statement versus a we statement. So I had to get really used to encompassing we into my life before the we ever even existed. And so
Yeah.
I left a lot of that. And to be honest, I still work on it because it's just naturally a thing we do. And
Yeah.
especially as ambitious women, like we are the main character. We run an entire fucking uh, reality TV show from our phones. Like we are the person
Literally.
that's orchestrating everything. But that doesn't work with love. Like there's two people that are both the main character, and every decision you make affects that person. And so I had to start thinking longer term in that. And it
Mm.
was more so what I added in versus what I took away. And I really added in more systems and structures. I really added in more long-term vision versus like quick cash now, quick bang now, things like that. I started to look at, okay, sis, I know me when I'm in love. I know me, the type of mom I want to be. I know the wife I want to be. What do I need to add in? It wasn't so much take away. It was what do I need to add in that gives me space, that gives me the mental capacity to actually relax and to be present. Because how many times have you, I don't know, been having sex and you're thinking of, oh my God, the business plan and like the thing, and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want to be having sex like this. Like,
Why
I
am
don't want
I
to
thinking this?
Yes, I want to be here with you. Like, and you're like, I can't have an orgasm because I'm thinking of something else. And it's like to be able to have the actual relaxation comes from the savage, right? To go completely ham. And so adding that side in was really a thing that was more beneficial than, and also thinking more about we versus I.
Yeah, I think that's really fascinating because I think when we think, oh, well, I have to be a little bit less selfish, now I'm inviting this person to build a life together, it immediately makes people think like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to give up all of these things. But it's
Um,
such a unique perspective. Like, no, I actually just get to add in different things. If there is a
yeah.
girl who is afraid, like she's like ready to manifest her husband, but afraid to give up some of that selfishness, like what would you tell her? It's like, no, you get to add this, it gets to be that.
Yeah, you have to. So, a perk of being single is in or even in partnership, like when it was just me and my husband, like a perk is you have all the time. Like you
Mhm.
really do. It's more so like motherhood that just collapses. Your time is no longer your own. You cannot go to the bathroom by yourself. Like you just don't have any boundaries. And it's fine and you love it. But if you're going to look at these things, you have to start to look at, okay, I'm not giving up the things that are me. I refuse. I love them. So what do I have to be more disciplined in so that I'm not, hey, I can go here and I like if you look at my calendar, it's to a fucking T. And I follow it to a fucking T. Because if I want to stay sane, and it took me a while to learn that because it's like, oh, I'll fit that in. And then I don't fit it in. And
Yeah.
then I'm pouring into other people. And then my business is legitimately to pour into other fucking people. And
Yeah.
so it's like all of this is going out. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting so bitter now towards my partner and the lack of boundaries that I didn't put in place. It's like I
Mm,
didn't follow those things. And so you can have everything you want, but there is just structures and systems, hiring the right people, getting the right people around you. It takes not just a village to raise kids, but it takes a village to have a healthy marriage. It takes a village to have a healthy marriage alongside a business. It takes a village to do all of the things that you want. You have to be able to accumulate that so that you can have it. The whole it's just me, I'm in my own lane thing. That is great for the season that you're in. Use that though. Like I harp on this a lot inside of my content of like do not waste the single season. That is something I'm so grateful for me. Like I was in a lot of masterminds and I would hear so many people come in like, "Oh, I just got engaged, planning the wedding. Oh, I just got pregnant." And instead of being hyped, they're terrified. And I was like, I
oh,
refuse to let that be my story because they're like, "How does the business fit into this?" And so I started to hear these things and I was like, structures and systems and brand and reputation. Like I'm building a name
Yeah.
for myself so that no matter what I sell, it sells. I know I can always make money. I can always turn the hose on whenever I want. And I know how to do the back end of my business so that when I turn that hose on, there's stuff that can funnel it too. And that's how you buy back your time. You can't just do it the soft life. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. You're going to be very stressed in like 2 years.
1,000%. And I think I have a personal vendetta against the soft girl
Same,
eras. And I
same.
know you feel the same. And I love that you use the word soft because you kind of reclaim it as something that's to something more powerful. I don't want
Yep,
to offend anybody, but if you're offended, whatever, whatever.
yep.
Like making it powerful, being like, no, this is like how we set things up so I can go be soft in these areas. So, what is your definition of soft?
Relaxed. That
Mm,
is like the thing. I guess relaxed and present. When I am
okay.
with my son or with my husband or having sex, I want to be there.
Mhm.
I don't want to be thinking about the business strategy and what emails I need to respond to and what's taken care of and all of these things. I need to know that that's already running. And so it's something that you have to earn and set up. But to be soft, I don't think it's what I see at least is like this trad wife being taken care of, not having your own money, not doing your own thing. I don't think that's soft. I would be insanely fucking stressed if that was happening to me. I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. As soon as my baby popped out, I was like, honey, go make all the money so I can just sit here. And like for a
Yeah.
second. And then I was like, oh, we're all stressed now. Like
You're
that is not what I'm stressed
like,
about.
this is not sustainable for anyone in the
This is
house.
like this is not gonna work. Oh, I'm gonna go insane. And so, but to have your own money, to be free, to know that you can turn on wealth whenever you want, that you can buy whatever you want, to be present when you need to be. Like I gave birth 3 months early. I needed to be present. My son was on life support for 2.5 months. Like I fuck everything else. Like I am
Yeah.
hanging with my baby. Like is that and plus my own recovery and to be able to know, hey, I can put on an offer. It doesn't require me to do something. It just is pumping out traffic to something that's already there, or I have to show up for an hour, whatever, but it's still helping people and doing what it needs because this machine runs. That to me is soft. To most people, that's like, oh, that's masculine. It's like, no, that is so soft to me because I got to
Yeah.
be a mom and I got to heal and I got to be present and I got to do all the things that you have to earn. You have to earn that right.
Yeah. That I align with that so much where it's like, I just want to be relaxed. I don't want to, personally, I have no interest in making a sourdough loaf.
No.
And like that's great for everybody who has that as a hobby, like love seeing your designs and your sourdough. It's super cute. Like for me, my hobby is like going to the gym and like Pilates class basically.
Yes.
But I'm like, I don't want to do this like soft where everything's too feminine because that's where things went. And I agree with you. Like when the industry was like feminine, 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 relax, make money in the bathtub, like blink and make money. It's like, okay, so now we're not doing anything. And in my opinion, you don't feel good
Nope.
when that's happening. Like we feel good when we're like accomplishing things and crushing it. And it doesn't always have to be these masculine goals. It's like I feel accomplished when I have a great date day with my husband. I feel accomplished and like, oh my gosh, like so good after a really fun girls' night. Like that's where for me the softness comes in, but it's not this just like I'm in a flow and there's nothing in the calendar and there's no structure. It's like I just don't feel like there is a lot of happiness happening internally if you're just kind of floating in the wind in your life.
And I've never seen an example where that actually works well. Like anyone I know that is fully provided for by their partner and then doesn't also have an outlet of purpose, isn't contributing to the community, doesn't have their own thing, isn't doing you're causing chaos to your husband. You're just sitting
Mhm.
around like they're not happy. They're either
Yeah.
obsessed with like the gym or something, but it's not a contribution to another person. And then they have all this anxiety and this built up tension because that's not the purpose of life. You're meant to be doing something, whether that is actually providing your own income and doing whatever, but you are meant to impact. You're meant to share
Yeah.
your gifts with the world and do something extraordinary with the energy that you are gifted in this lifetime to have. And if you were blessed to have someone that wants to take care of you, by all means go and do that. Like that's great if that's for you. But like we have these beautiful brains and these missions on this planet and all this passion, all this stuff. And if you don't channel your passion into the right thing, you're going to channel it into the wrong. And that's where we
Mm.
see addictions and self-sabotage and upper limiting and chaos and drama and all of the things that happen because you're not actually channeling the passion that you have inside of your soul in the right way.
Yeah, you're not putting the energy somewhere. And I even think about that in terms of manifestation. I do a lot of mindset work with my clients. It's like we'll create these big shifts mentally, and I always bring it back into action. Like everything I teach is action-based manifestation, like no bullshit.
Yes.
Because if you just shift your mindset and it's just like shifted in the ether, great. Like we'll just like wait upon the quantum for things to click in, but you need to shift it and put it into something. Like
Hmm.
shift your mindset, change in action. Shift yourself, go do something. So it can actually like land in the 3D and create something. And we are co-creators at our core. Like we get to create this beautiful dream life. Like even you deciding like, okay, pre-housewife era, this is the life that I'm creating intentionally. Like we have to intentionally go do that. And if we're not doing that, it's my genuine belief, like we are not fulfilled. And that's why those
100%.
people, so many of those people are unhappy.
I would agree. A
It just like
hundred
makes me
freaking
scared
percent.
for them.
What? I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm not purposeless because you can always find a purpose. Like, it's things like that, but it's just like, there's so much depth and feeling and passion in this lifetime that you have to be willing to take. And if you're just sitting there passively with life, which I think is
Mm,
what I see a lot with softness, is this passiveness. And if you're just waiting for life, then you're not creating.
yeah.
You're just reacting to the things that are happening. And that's a really sticky slope. And then all of a sudden you're getting to a point in your life where you just realize this entire time you've been reacting versus co-creating with what you
Mm,
actually want and are capable of. And we're all capable of extraordinary things. Like you can have the most insane things happen in your life. We're both testaments to that. And then shift that pattern to actually create something that's absolutely extraordinary. I think that's more of where we can get to. Like you can have the softness, and it, like softness isn't a closed heart. It isn't not having joy. It isn't not having love. That's not it. You can, and that's why in my brand, it's reclaiming that side. You can have an open heart. You can have all these things, but where's the direction in it? Like, what are we doing with it? How do we create it? And then how do we have this both and so you learn how to juggle the two together in a
mhm.
way that gives you direction and, purpose and passion and all the things that we crave as women.
Yeah, I am totally agreeing with you. I'm so curious. So I know you had made me briefly mention this to me that you had a trip to Thailand that kind of
Yes.
like sparked you. So I
Yep.
assume that's where some of this started. I would love to hear like tell us the Thailand story. Tell us
Yeah.
how you even kind of like came into this new thought process because I'm sure at one point in your life you were not this eloquent and mindset and focused and nailed in Laura.
No, no. So I moved to Thailand. I don't even remember the year because I'm really bad at every memory thing. Um,
At a time in the
I was
history.
22 years old. Whatever year that was, I don't know. I'm 33. So do the math. 11 years ago. I moved there right after my mom passed away from addiction.
Mm,
And I 1,000% was running away from my problems, and I will happily admit it. And so I went there on a volunteer project, and because, like how you were talking about in our episode as well, I went there and I became someone. I was like, I back in Chicago, I was the girl with the dead mom. And I was like, this is fucking
mm.
stupid. And I hate this. And this is just a constant reminder. So I'm going to go and create my life into something new. Problem is, when you don't know who you are, and then this hot British man comes into your life who is also a drug dealer, you're like, that sounds fun. Like,
Great. Sounds good.
and I'm into it. Let's go. Let's do drugs all the fucking time. And let's do all this crazy ass shit. And I did for a solid 2 years and
Mm,
blew my life up because I just felt like shit. So I lived like shit. And I was just in it and wanted to stay in it. And I wouldn't say that at the time because I definitely was victim of my life. But like, that is what I felt like. This is what I'm worth. This is what I'm doing. XYZ until I finally got to this point when I was 24 years old, where we had a physical altercation. I almost died. All of these things happened. And I remember sitting there just going, this is not going to happen to my daughter. Like, I refuse because on both sides of my family, women have been beaten and abused and drugs and alcohol and all the things. And I was like, I refuse to do this anymore. And I have no clue. I don't know what that looks like. Like nothing in my
yeah.
life makes sense about. And like I got this vision. I was like, we're gonna speak on stages, and it's like, in what fucking world, bitch? Like it's about
Where,
what?
how, the
Selling
fuck?
drugs? Like what are you gonna do? Buy my drugs? That's one. No. And then I just told a friend, hey, this is what everyone knew. Obviously, like you think you're hiding it, you're not. And told her, and she's like, you need to go learn about food, and you need to go like study
Mm.
health and like all these things. Like you have such a warped relationship. At the time, I was 95 pounds. Like I was
Oh,
skinny,
wow.
like I was little. And so I just started on this journey of like studying health and learning nutrition. And I started to share this on my stories and share this on my Instagram. And I went from drug dealer to health girl, and people were like, what?
I love this evolution. This is
And so,
crazy.
and I'm the only foreign girl in Thailand because, mind you, I'm just living there now. I just decided
Yeah.
to pack up everything, and the volunteer trip turned into my entire life being there for 6 years. And
Mm.
so then people are like, "Hey, can I pay you to learn this?" And I was like, "You used to buy drugs for me. Why can't you buy health? Like this sounds great. Let's do it."
You're-
And that just took off. And I realized
Yeah.
I didn't shift my addiction. I just dove into work, and I didn't heal anything. I just became wildly obsessed with my work, which I still am, but not in the right ways. And I was burnout, had all these health issues, had everything. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, okay, I have everything I want. So I think I have everything I want. I have the money. I'm speaking on stages. I'm selling out events with 200 plus people. Like it was very in person. I was at networking events. I had two events I was running a week, plus these speaking gigs, plus all this stuff, plus everything, my clients, all this stuff. I'm like,
It's a lot.
yes. Like I want a husband. Like this is so pointless if I'm alone and achieving all of this stuff. And so in true Laura fashion, I decide to shut down my Thailand office, keep my Singapore office open, and then just went bish posh and then got on a plane 3 weeks later and just came back to America. And I was like, let's find my husband. Like let's do this
Oh
journey.
my,
And
what
like
a pivot.
I know, I was just like, let's go. And like I was in Thailand for 6 years, mind you. Like it was this not like I was there for a few months. It was 6 years. My whole life was there. I was looking at buying a house, like settling down, doing the things. And I was like, I want a husband. Like I want to be a mom. And I can't run my business this way. So I'm going to dabble in this online thing and ads and whatever. Holy shit. It was a whole other ball game. And I was humbled super fast. And I was then living in my parents' house in a fold out, and my office was this fold out plastic table thing that I was using and like trying to make it look like I was cool, even though I was totally living in my parents' house at the time. Like it was just this very humbling experience
Mm.
to then build online because I gave up everything because I was like, again, what I was talking about earlier, long-term vision. I want to be a wife and a mother. I want to be a wife and a mother. And that was just constantly everything inside of my soul where it's just like, it's not just about the money. And how I was growing my business before is like, I just wanted to be validated that like, I'm not the drug dealer, worthless piece of shit that like I was in anymore. And so I started to do deep healing in that work and started to really look at myself and my ownership and fall in love and do the whole experience and built it with motherhood at the middle. And now we're here. We did
Oh
that.
my gosh. What a story. That is so wild. I'm very curious about what was going through your head when you moved back home. You're now living with your parents. You're in like this humbling era. Like,
Yeah.
what was your inner dialogue? Was it at the time like, okay, I know that this is for a purpose? Was it like, F my life. I just walked away from all this money. Now I'm living with my parents. Like, where were you at
I
mentally?
was so delusional, girl. Like, I kid you not. My dad had to tell me before I went on like one of my first dates. He was like, "You need to stop talking about money so much. It's going to intimidate people." And I was like, "If my man can't handle me talking about da 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 da, pop it up." And I would like be running it because I was like, "This is just like I knew it was temporary. Like I know the
Mm,
seasons of business. I was like, I know obviously what I'm capable of. If I can walk away from all the things that have just happened and do all the kind of things, watch me do this." Like I was just this
yeah.
whole thing, and so. I'm constantly thinking of long-term vision. I'm constantly going to figure it the fuck out. I either win or I win. Those are the only fucking options here. And so it's going on that trajectory. And like, yes, of course, there's woe is me victim moments, but my brain genuinely is just disciplined enough to trust myself where I'm just like, I
Yeah.
don't know. And like at the time, mind you, so I start dating this guy. Our dates are driving DoorDash and Walmart. We have on an iPad.
Hmm.
It is Walmart delivery on our phones, DoorDash.
Oh
Those are our
my,
date nights. While also, I'm doing Clubhouse when Clubhouse was still a thing on my
oh
phone.
my God,
While also
throwback.
doing, like, it is like I am doing all of that was my life. And I was like,
Mhm.
we're gonna figure it out because long-term vision is wife and mother. And I'm gonna figure out this internet side of things and brand and messaging and how to get this to pop. Like, my name is gonna be fucking known. Like, I swear to God, I'm gonna make it happen. And just like
Yeah.
very diligent about it because I could have gone back. Like I definitely had plenty of opportunities of just like not even Thailand, but like in-person stuff and like doing it that way. And I was like, but that's not the goal. Like that's going to take
Mhm.
me away from long-term vision, wife and mother. And yes, I can get quick cash and I could do things. And I did. I hosted a really dope event inside of Dallas and I did one. And then I was like,
Mhm.
yes, I can. It's just
Yeah.
not it. It's not it. But I proved to myself I can also do it in America. Great. And then moved on. And so it definitely in my head was just like, money. Like it was like, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work. There's no world that this is not gonna work. And I think a lot of people need to adopt that mentality of just like, because when you hit that point, you become a damn psychopath where you're like,
Yeah.
I don't care if it is literally gonna take me 10 days or 10 fucking years. This is going to work because I'm gonna make it work. Like this needs to work. And that's where I was at. That's where I still am at.
I love that because one, people need that reminder. Everybody rewind that and re-listen to that and make that your morning alarm clock because it's like that's the level of locked in that we need to be at. I truly
Yep.
believe all of the time because that's the actual truth. Like it
Yep.
sounds delusional, but it is the truth because when that is your identity, you are unstoppable. I remember
Yep.
feeling that way when I started my business where I was like, I lived in Nebraska. I was literally in college, 20 years old, talking about spirituality. In 2018, nobody knew what manifestation was. It was like me, Oprah, manifestation babe, talking about this shit. People were like, what the fuck? I got
Yep.
my very first tattoo is an earth sign on my arm.
There
I
you go.
like people said I was in a cult, like because I talked about being a Capricorn and being an earth sign. Like,
Yep.
but I was just like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna have this incredible business. I'm gonna talk about manifestation. We're
Mhm.
gonna change your mindset. And it's like when you do that, you get that. And it's like everybody needs to look at Laura as like evidence. Like you have created, you now have the man, you have the baby, you have this life, you have this incredible business. It's like that's what the delusion gets to create for us.
Mhm.
And I think one piece you talk about, you're like, your mind is so disciplined. I love
Yep.
that you talk about like unhinged discipline. How did you become that way with the calendar, with your mind? Because I think some people struggle with that where they'll make the calendar, they don't stick to it. They're like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be delusional, but they don't stick to it.
Yeah, see, this is a question I get asked all the time. And then, like in my head, I'm like, I don't know. Like I have an athlete's mindset where like you just
Yeah.
do the reps because you do the reps. That's just math. The more reps you
Yeah.
do, the more outcome you have. But honestly, as twisted as it is, trauma. And it's
Mhm.
what people don't want to fucking hear. But
Yeah.
the level of discipline I have and drive I have and savagery I have, I can't t I've been I'd like I'm saying I've been asked this question so many times and I'm like I think it's the insane amount of trauma I've been through that
Yeah.
I just channel. And I'm
Hmm.
like I just that passion, that fire, that anger, that frustration, all of these things I'm like let's put it in the right place. Let's just place it over here. And so I sit there and I'm like, yes, sure, I'm a new mom, but you bet your fucking ass I'm going to be hot as shit and get this ass back. So I'm up at 5
Period.
a.m. I'm going to be at the gym. I'm going to be reading my Bible and I'm going to do all of this and my content before my son ever even wakes up so that I don't have a fucking excuse because I don't want excuses because my
Mhm.
brain just wants to win. I'm an
Yeah.
ex-addict, right? Like I'm like I need an outlet. Like I need to do something.
Mm.
So I use it to go somewhere. And I would love to say and I work with people because a lot of people do pay me for that. They're like your conviction, your
Yeah.
discipline, your things and I'm like you just have to want it. I can't train you on that. I
Yeah.
can't. I can train you any other skill set, but you have to want something so bad and see yourself wanting it and getting it so many times. You have to want to overcome your own objection because your mind and your limbic system is constantly going to tell you you're tired. There's no time. Investment doesn't make sense. People like you don't have these types of things. That's what your brain does. That's the science behind your brain. So you have to be able to sit there and go, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Let's
Doesn't
go.
matter. I'm doing it. Like it's
Yeah.
just that thing, like waking up tired and doing it. It's like, I think a lot of us, again, we're too fucking soft. Like
Hmm.
we're looking for life to be comfortable, but yet we're looking for an extraordinary life. What?
It
It
literally
does.
doesn't make sense.
It drives me up a goddamn wall. It's sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to do the minimum work and get maximum output. Mhm. I understand manifestation, but like,
Right. Right. But we got
no,
to go
like
create it. We got to go
you have
do something to
exactly. You have to create the
build
path,
it.
and it comes with you. And like a lot of people will sit there. And I'm sure you get asked this question too of like, how are you so confident? How do you speak this way? How do you have this consistency? All these things. And it's like, my word is law.
Mm,
And I have enough reps that I don't back down on my word. And that's how I actually have confidence. It has nothing to do with how great my ass is or like how good I look
mm,
postpartum or any of that. That's just a bonus. It has everything to do with the fact that I don't break any, my calendar says it. That's a meeting. That's a promise I made to myself. I will feel like shit all day if I didn't actually achieve that.
mm.
Therefore, I'm only putting it there if I know I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to do it. And the way I got there, because someone that was dealing drugs and doing lots of them, obviously it didn't happen overnight. It
Yeah.
started with me committing to making my bed every day. As stupid as that sounds, I heard some drill sergeant say it, like some army guy. And I would like in the morning try to brainwash myself with like YouTube videos while I was trying to like get my
Mhm.
shit together.
Yeah.
And he was like, if one thing you do today is make your bed, you win the day. And I was like,
All
I
right.
can't do much, but I can do
I can do
that.
that.
And
I
like
can start
I have,
there.
and legitimately that's how it started. And I
Mm,
have just made my bed every day since. And I kept that
yeah.
promise to myself. And then I added another promise. Again, it's not something I learned when I was doing gut health and nutrition and that whole journey of my life is in order to actually heal, it isn't about what you eliminate, it's what you add in, and you'll naturally eliminate the behaviors you don't want. And
Mm,
so I'm just adding in things where I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm going to add in making my bed. I'm going to add in getting sunlight in the morning. I'm going to add in getting 10K steps. I'm going to, and like by that time, all of these other excuses and all this other bullshit that happened, I don't have space for it. Like it doesn't make
yeah.
sense. And so it's just adding in the positive stuff that I wanted in order to ultimately basically become David Goggins inside my head, I guess.
Period. This is so crazy because I literally feel like I'm talking to myself. Like any of my
That's
girls
why we're gonna
listen,
be best friends.
literally, I'm like, any of my girls listening, like comment on Spotify and be like, I am listening to two Michaelas. Like, this is fucking crazy. You're saying so many things that are in my head, that are in my content that I talk about. I'm not kidding. Even the example, like you crowd out the bad with the good. Like
Oh,
I talk about that too.
really?
Yeah, I swear to God, I've used that example before. I'm like, we're this, I talk about making your bed. Like, we are the
Yep.
same person. It's almost scary. And I feel the same way with the discipline and being unhinged. It's like coming from a background of having a lot of trauma, you have this mindset of like, well, I have to go do it. I
Yeah.
can't have this anymore. And I have no other option. And for me, it's like, I didn't have the family members to
Yep.
fall back on. And it's like, okay, so I have to go do that. And I feel like we end up becoming like so obsessive over things. And I love that as a superpower. And I
Yep.
think there's a lot of talk when it comes to manifestation about being detached. And people get obsessed with their goals and it's like, you need to detach and let it go, but let go and let God. It's like, no, I'm gonna be obsessed with what I'm fucking doing. It's not gonna overtake my life where I can't be present with my partner, but I am going to be obsessed because that's how much I want it. That's how badly I want it. And sometimes when people don't have that level of discipline and locked in energy that they want, I'm like, why don't you want it bad enough? I'm like, I eat, sleep, breathe, like these things that I want to create in my life. And I'm like, I'm naturally a little bit unhinged because of that.
1,000%. Well, I think we're afraid of our own power, right?
Mm,
Of what this is going to mean because we've seen it used in wrong ways. I don't know about you, but like naturally, I'm a spicy human being. So I've seen
yeah.
my power used the wrong way
Mm,
because I didn't know how to channel it and I didn't know how to use it in a way that I wanted. And I think a lot of women feel that way, where we just don't really know how to use this side. Is it going to be too intimidating? Am I going to be a bitch? What am I going to have? What am I gonna have to get rid of if I go after this? Because I'm constantly having that conversation with myself. What do I have to get rid of? Like what is gonna eliminate? I love everything so much. Like what friendships are gonna fucking fall off? Because you know something
yeah.
is. Like something's gonna fall away because what I have inside of me is so big, which means I have to become someone new and I need to make space. So what's gonna be eliminated? And we have to get to that point of detachment. I think that's the conversation of
Mhm.
like whatever. And I had to say with this, I also did I'm now repaired with my dad and stuff, but I didn't have family. And so I have one best friend that I've had since college
Mm,
and family like that. She's been with me all the things in my life. She's been there, like she's my
yeah.
ride or die. And I got to the point where I was like, okay. I was like how we talked about on our episode that we did, like dancing around the edge of like
Mhm.
kind of looking like it, kind of looking like it. And like I knew I wasn't fully in it. And I was like, I need to go absolutely feral right now. Like I need to full send it and I know it. And I don't know what that means. It's just I know it's an energetic thing. And I was like, I remember sitting in a speakeasy with my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, I think I'm gonna lose my friendship with her. Like,
Mm,
I don't know, but like she's not in this world. She wasn't in this world. And I was like, I think I'm gonna become so unrecognizable that I'm gonna lose the one person that is my family. And I was so afraid. And I was like, but I need to do it. I
yeah.
need to do it. Lo and behold, it was the boyfriend I lost, not her. Haha. Like it's
Yay!
it's like I was like, well, lo and behold. And like but I got and then right after that, blow up season went from like struggling to get like 3 clients to like 40 overnight. Like it was just like boom and just kept going. And I was like, oh. And then
Ah,
it was like husband. And then it was like baby. And it was like all these things. And I moved to St. Pete and I did all these things and I looked like a crazy person. I was like, we're going to fully fucking send it. I'm getting hot and rich and becoming a wife and doing this whole thing. And everyone's like, well, what if it doesn't work out? I'm like, that's fucking rude. What do you mean? I'm never going to get
yeah.
married? That's so rude. And I'm just like, it's going to work out no matter what. And like fully owning that and also being okay. Like, no, like I'm going to make it work and like whatever has to eliminate itself. Okay. Like
Mm,
it's going to suck. I'm not going to like it, but I'm a big girl and I can handle it. And is my dream not getting my dream has to be more uncomfortable than whatever it is I'm afraid of losing. Because if it were something that were so freaking important, which obviously my best friend is, but like if that weren't to come with me, it wasn't meant to,
yeah.
and staying where I am would be far more uncomfortable than like not going for it. You know what I'm getting stuck on the word,
Hmm.
but it's like it would feel so uncomfortable now that you get hit with that ping of like, no, like that's what's meant for me. But no,
Yeah.
I'm going to stay here and be bitter and be half-assed to myself and really only give half of myself to my relationships and my health and my things. It's like, you're going to be miserable. Like it's going to catch up to you now that you hit that next peak. And so you have to be okay and like look at that moment of like whatever is meant to come. I even think about it with my husband, bless him. But I'm like, this next level,
Are you coming with, babe, or
are
not?
you
I mean,
coming
I'm
with? Like,
going.
and you have to be there. And like, it's my husband's. Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and like I trust, obviously, you're with me for a lifetime, haha.
Right.
But like it's one of those things where I'm like, no, like every level, and like we'll sit there and I'm like, I'm about to go fucking feral. Like, and he called me yesterday because I'm in that season. Like, and
Yeah.
my family's here to support. Like, my friends downstairs with baby now. Like, I'm like, I need all the support I can get. Again, a village in order to get to this next level. And he calls me yesterday and he can like hear it in my voice. He's like, oh, your dad just got there, huh? I can tell by your voice. Like, it just sounds so different. And I was like, we're in the zone. Yeah, what do you need? Like, it's
What
like,
is it?
we're on a secret mission. Like, da 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 da. Like, it's like, ready. And it's like, you have to have that level where it's like, no matter what it takes,
Hmm.
I'm ready for the responsibility of what that is.
Yeah.
And I can handle it. And I think a lot of us are afraid of that, of what the responsibility side is and what we potentially have to step into and lose as a comfort blanket for the next level you're stepping into.
I agree so much. And at the beginning of my personal development journey, I remember always hearing the quote like, oh, what was it? Oh, your new life's going to cost you your old one,
Yes.
right? That used to
Say
be
it all the
the
time.
biggest quote on the internet. And it's like, that used to scare the fuck out of me, honestly, at the beginning of my journey, because it was like, oh my gosh, like similar to you, it's like, I have my best friends and these people are my family, like my partner. And like, I love this and I love that. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to dump my boyfriend who is not the person I'm with. So like, whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm going to have to get rid of all these people. And it's like, oftentimes that's not even the truth. It's like the
Yeah.
things that fall away, they were never going to come with you, like you said,
Yep.
and everything just keeps getting better if we are willing to like be in that power. And I like
Yes.
how you use the word like feral. Like, let's go feral. Like, we're going feral to the top because the way you talk about being feral is not like chaotic
Yep.
and crazy. I want to use the word unhinged, but like we like that word too. I just want to hear what's your philosophy on being feral? Because you also talk about this with your content and just like being
Yeah.
so yourself. And I feel like this is just so juicy because it's different.
Yeah. Well, being feral, because a lot of people think that it's like the chaos, you're on the bar taking tequila shots and your tits are out. Like it's like that. And you're like,
Yeah.
not that one. That was fun. That was in our early 20s. We're not doing that anymore. It's fully expressed, and we forget it because we deem things as unlovable, unprofessional. That's a big one in this industry. That's unprofessional. It's on these things. I'm like, well, how's your fucking HR content fucking working for
Yeah,
you?
it's
It's
not
not.
going.
It's
Yeah.
fucking not. Because we're waiting for personality. We want something with a texture. We want something with
Yeah.
reality TV. I want to watch something that I'm like engaged in. And just by the way that you speak, I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I think we all crave that. especially us like millennials. Like, I'm sorry, we had that era of like going fucking feral. And now again, we
Yeah.
need an outlet. Like, you need an outlet in order to do this. I'm constantly thinking of like this whole energy needs outlets and things. We just have to redirect it. And so that's kind of what it is just letting yourself be expressed. And that's ultimately what makes people pay you. It's ultimately what makes people love you. Like, I can look at my content, right? And I have this whole program, Unrelatably Relatable, because you can study things where it's like
Mm,
in messaging, people need to be triggered by you all the fucking time. They need to be triggered into action, but we're being too fucking nice, girl, and we're doing all this fucking shit of like, let's talk about your desires. And I'm like, I already know I'm the shit. I need to know that you solve my problem. Like, it's like,
yeah.
I don't need you to validate that I work hard and I post all the time. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, that's not my
I
problem.
know.
I need you to talk about what's in my soul and trigger me. And so you need to have this unrelatable part. You need to act in this way. You need to be this alter ego state. You need to be fully expressed. You need to be going absolutely feral. At the same time, if that's only what you are, then you're putting on a fucking show. There is a heartbeat that
Mhm.
everyone needs to connect to. There is a piece where it's like there is, again, soft savage. There's the softer side. There's some type of humanity that we can connect to. And so when you're doing your content and really understanding what it means, it's like it's you as a human and you get to get paid for this instead of putting on a show and like doing the right thing because you took a goddamn messaging program one fucking time and it told you to do this and now you sound like everyone else. It's like, no,
Here's your
you need
template.
here you go. And then you just pump that into fucking Claude AI and you're like, hey, do this. Like, ah, make me sound like her, but make it sound like me. Shut up. Like,
Hate it. Hate it so
you,
much.
this is why we're seeing a rise in talking head videos because people want to know how you actually think, how you actually breathe, what's
Yeah.
going on here. And we can connect you on that way. It's the same thing in love, you know? I can think back in my marriage, things weren't going so hot when I was trying to be the housewife, and I like eliminated all the things that my husband was attracted to, which is me being fucking unhinged and doing wild shit. Like it's like my
Yeah.
funny side, like all the stuff. I was like, oh, I need to be the good Catholic wife, and then we're like, yes, this is what we want. And then we're like, yeah, ugh. Like no, it's not
Like
it.
that's
Like,
not
oh my God,
it.
that's not me. Like this doesn't work. And of course, there's a disconnect in our relationship at that time because I'm not being authentic. I'm not being this up, but he will be quick to put me in my place if I am being too savage. He's like, sit your fucking
Mm.
ass down. What is this? And it's like, yeah, you're right, let's go this way. And it's like being able to understand here's the soft part, but here's also my ambition. Here's also my drive. Here's also these things. And that's what I mean by feral is like really fucking fully sending it on who you really are, not who you deem as who's going to be worthy, but like naturally who you are at your
Mm.
core.
Yeah, and you embody this so much. You even told me this story during our recording that you had a little crash out,
Oh
and
yeah,
then you
all
picked
the time.
yourself up, and then you went and you made money. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's the epitome of this like feral energy of like I'm gonna have these feelings and I'm gonna have my moment, and then it's like okay, well now I need to go fucking make money. And
Yeah.
I feel like that just puts together everything you're saying so much. I feel like somebody could hear that and be like, well, are you just like then compartmentalizing? Or like, are you just so good at emotional regulation? You're like this wizard? Or it's like, are you, and it's like, you're just
Yes.
being all parts of you, like yes and no, and all of the things. It's like, are you, and people could be like, well, where did those feelings go? And it's like, well, I feel them. And then I just go ham because I care about doing this thing over here.
Yeah. Well, your feelings are your feelings, right? Like I ask my husband. I'm postpartum, and even before that, I got lots of feelings.
Yeah,
I'm a double Libra. I'm all air signs. I'm like, ooh, what is
I
going
love
on?
that.
And so all feelings, all forward, and like it couldn't hide it even if I wanted to. Couldn't compartmentalize it even if I wanted to. Like I couldn't just be like, we have this, we have like I need to feel it. I need to express it. Unless we're like on a call and we have to do something. I'm not gonna fucking,
Yeah.
you know, that we can table. But like if I have time and space in my day and like something is happening, I'm gonna have a full-blown fucking meltdown and like be a goddamn human. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna compound that. You know, we feel our emotions in like 7 fucking minutes. Like you don't need to really do anything over that. You're just being dramatic. Like
Mhm.
I watch my son. It's like he's gonna have a meltdown. He's gonna have a temper tantrum. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Usually needs a snack or a dirty diaper change or something, like a cuddle. But like he's gonna be done with it.
Yeah.
He's not creating a story. We as adults, we create the story. That's our problem. We then go down a shame spiral and an embarrassment spiral, and oh my God, what does this mean spiral? And that's where we get lost. And so you have to be the adult in the room and to be able to sit there and go, okay, I have an emotion. I'm going to feel it right now.
Yeah.
And I'm a goddamn adult. You're gonna go
100%.
do something.
You know what? And I actually feel like this speaks so much to how you can run your business in a way that's like so
Yeah.
you, so successful, also being postpartum, having what sounds like a traumatic birth or a very
Yep.
like startling birth
Yeah.
experience. Is that like you give yourself that moment, you're not making a story about it, you move through your emotions and you still do what you need to do. Did
Yeah.
you ever have like a learning curve once you became a mom of like putting all this together?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Being a mom is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire fucking life. And I wish you bitches
Yeah.
talked more about it. But not in the way the internet makes it seem.
Mm.
It's not in this like, oh my God, like no one's like, yeah, like everyone's touching me and all the things. I'm like, touch me all you fucking want. You're gonna be an adult soon. Like if you want to touch me, it's fine. It's the guilt of like split energy and all these kind of things. And that's what I had to navigate is like I'm a highly ambitious woman. And my entire life is motherhood. Everything I've ever done since I was 25, children. And so I'm like, I want to be the full-blown mom. And at the same time, I have a responsibility, one to my clients, two to my team, three to just something I poured so much time and effort into, like my first baby. And like,
Yeah.
I can't just get rid of it. And so that was a really hard juggling balance for me. Plus my marriage, like me and my husband, we've not been married that long. Like it's like we're
Mm.
new, plus we're figuring like it's a completely new marriage with someone that's after a kids and I almost died, my baby almost died, like we're going through it. And so it's like that whole juggling act of just like
All the
try
things.
and figure it out took me a long minute. And like honestly, I'm just now, my kid's 10 months old. Yeah, 10 months old. I'm just now feeling more solidified in that. And I'm so thankful for building one, my reputation online, two, my back end business, because it allowed me all of that. I could take the time to go, I need to breathe. I need to like figure out what the fuck we're doing here and how I want to show up and who I want to be while that runs. And then I can be able to move into it minimally. Like now I'm at the point where I'm like full fucking gas. Where's the
Yeah.
village? Let's go. But like it was they like this is going to sustain itself, but I'm only just showing up to calls and I'm only just going to do what I need to do to run a business so I can figure this part out. And I think a lot of women, we need more of that because it's like, no, you jump back in and be who I was. I'm like, I am zero fuck. God doesn't always take your life just for you to jump back into who you were. Like that would be
Yeah.
batshit crazy if I did that. And so I think a lot of us, it's like really getting this in place where it's like, it's okay to lose your footing and to figure out like, what type of mom do you want to be? What type of wife do you want to be now? And like have a full blown identity crisis, but don't make that your brand. Don't make that like, your
Mm.
business and everything that we get really lost in, make sure you're setting things up so that you can take 10 months on maternity leave paid. Like, great.
Hey. Yeah, and I think that that's what it is. People start to go through an identity crisis, moms, not moms, anybody. It's like, and then everything they've been building and working on just goes downhill because they're like, well, now I can't show up and now it doesn't feel authentic and now I don't know who I am and blah 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 blah. It's like, what advice would you give people when they're in that headspace of like, you need to be building this brand and this reputation. I know you're having this identity crisis over here, but you still need to be building this through line.
Yeah, they're two separate things. You are still a human. I'm still Laura Martin. I'm still a mom over here. My brand, and I have my little alter ego, Laura Patricia Martin. That's over there. Like it reminds me of the fuck I am. I can show up, I can do the things. Like I remember I actually did a podcast with us. She was my first Samantha Daly the day after, not the day after, but like it was my first podcast back. And she was like, "Are you sure?" I saw you listening. Are you sure you want to do this? I watched her back. I'm like, definitely shouldn't have done, should not have been recording at that time. But like, it reminds me who I am, and I'm able to
Mm,
just shift into this identity of my business. And
mm,
then there's me, and that's what 1 hour of my day.
yeah.
Okay. I don't want to stay in the suck. A lot of us, I think we sit here, we want to stay in the suck. That's your problem. You want to
Mm,
stay in this pity party and this trauma filled, I need to fucking look at my blind spot and the wounds and the things and why did this happen? And like this whole fucking thing. That's your problem.
hmm.
Whereas for me, I want to sit in it. I want to really feel it. But I don't want to stay there. Like,
Want to
that's
move
not the
on.
goal. Yeah, I want to feel joy. I
Yeah.
want to feel power. I want to be turned on my life again. Like, I want to sit there and go, oh, holy shit, that was big. And
Mm,
like, it comes in waves. You can't have a near-death experience and then not. And the funny thing is, it's like, it's not my near-death experience that bothered me. It was with my son. I was like, do what you
yeah.
fucking want to me, but like, my son, like, that's what's
Yeah.
bothering me. So that takes time, but to be able to sit there and go, your business entity has its own heartbeat, your heart pumps into that. You give your love, like we've been talking about on this call. Like it's like you give everything you have to that. But you have to, if that were to go away, If the internet were to just fucking die,
Hmm.
are you still okay? You should be. And a
Yeah.
lot of us, I don't think we would be. Like, that's the thing where it's like that becomes your entire identity. That's the fucking problem. You
Yep.
don't know how to hat switch and have multiple roles in your life. And that's why you feel like capacity and why your entire identity is wrapped up into how much money you're making, how many people are liking your video, and how many people are watching, because you're putting too much there and you need to fill up the other parts of your life and to be okay of like, hey, if that disappeared, I'd be okay. I started what, two businesses now, three businesses? Okay. I'll
Yeah.
figure out something. Like it's in my body or blood or whatever. Again, I win and I will win. Like those are the only options. And
Yep.
so really understanding where you're getting the source of your identity from so you can plug into the right thing and be a human because that's the whole point. And then
Yep.
also have this thing that you go batshit fucking feral about because you love it so much.
Yeah. I just talked about this in a podcast episode last week where it's like we get so reactive to like money, for example. And it's like we're only happy when the money is good. We're only happy when the money is coming in. It's like, okay, so then what if you have a fucking $0 month? Like, yes, in our mindset, we're being delusional. And it's like, no, I wouldn't let that happen. But it's like if that happened, you would be spiraling. You
And
would
then you
be
would keep
hmm.
going.
You would keep, yeah. And it's like you'd be on the edge of the cliff and then you'd be like looking down and you'd be like, oh my God. And it's like you then lose your whole self. And then it's like it then downward spirals into
Mhm.
it. So it's like have your identity crisis, have your feelings, have your moment, and then show up for yourself. And like I love the alter ego conversation too, because it's like put on this alter ego and it's not a fake version of you, it's just who you are in that space.
Yeah. Well, alter ego is all, at least like the way that I teach it is like your alter ego is actually the most pure form of you because it's the form of you that doesn't have your trauma. It's the form of you
Ooh.
that, and like, if you think of it like a kid, right? Like, what's the movie? Big Daddy, whatever the fuck it is, where he gives him his glasses, right? Any
Mm,
little kid will do this. You give them the glasses, all of a sudden they have no fear. Why?
mm,
Nothing fucking changed. They just put on glasses. And now all of a sudden
yeah.
he can walk in, he can meet the girl, he can do the stuff, he's confident, and then he feels confident enough to take off the glasses. That's what an alter ego is. It's you do something. For me, it used to be I put on this ring that I like proposed to myself and like all this stuff. Like it was this whole thing until I got the real one. And so it was like I put this on and like my name, Laura Patricia Martin versus Laura Martin. Laura Martin has fuck ton of trauma and a whole bunch of insecurities and loves to fucking do some stuff, you know? And like poke the bear just for fun. Laura Patricia Martin is a CEO of a company. She's poised. She's elegant. She's well articulated. She's also a fucking savage and has a lot of fun doing it. Like there is a maturity that she has that Laura Martin does not because she doesn't have the bullshit stories. And so if you can just slip your way, like any athlete does this, Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean, like all of these human beings do these things to put themselves in the spot so that they can become the person that they ultimately wanted to be outside of their past. It's not faking it. It's you removing the bullshit that you've been trying to do inside of your fucking therapy sessions. Nah, you just move into it. It's just a decision.
But I really love this perspective. It's like it's you without the trauma because then you can just show up as the most badass version of you. And I think that for any of the moms listening, and I don't know because I'm not a mom, you can confirm this, like that's probably how you can show up so powerfully,
Yep.
even if shit's going down with the family that day. Baby's not sleeping, there's crying, there's so much going on, and you've got to show up for this call. It's like, okay, well, like let me set down that I'm in my badass mode. I'm in my alter ego mode. Like she's not bringing all of this with her. It's like I just get to show up and be powerful.
Yeah, when I'm here, I'm not mom.
Mm,
Like that is as simple as that. Like mom is a big part. If you were to knock on this door right now, like calls over, we're going. Like that is just the mom that I want. If something's happening with my kid, all calls are canceled. Like
hmm.
my kid will know he comes first, and that's how I'm doing it. But Mike, we co-sleep. I'm exclusively pumping. We're fucking 10 months in on that shit. Like, I sleep maybe 2 hour increments. Like, it is me night shift. It is me during the day. My husband's out running his office. Like, it is all of this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not tired. Like
Hmm.
it's I decide, I mean I am obviously, but like I decide on the calls what type of power I want, how I want things to go, who's the identity of which I'm stepping into because of the reputation I want to have for myself. And so being able to have that type of Jedi skills of your mind, again, you have to be able to have that inside of your brain. We all do. Again, but again, we love to collapse to emotion. We love to identify and like motherhood is so hard and I'm so tired. And don't get me wrong, like I said, it's the hardest thing I've ever fucking done, but I refuse to be a victim of it. And I also
Hmm.
refuse to gaslight myself on it. It's hard and that's
Yeah.
it. It's just, it's hard and That's it.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Exactly.
And which one are you going to fall into? Right. And I think that that goes for so many things in life that we don't realize. Like you have the power to choose the narrative and you have the power of which one you're going to lean into. And it just oftentimes people, they just default to like not betting on themselves. They default to the victimhood mode and what's hard instead of saying like this is hard and I'm still running a company. This is hard and my marriage is thriving. This is hard and I'm hot and I'm getting rich and I'm focusing on building this life. Like I'm a fucking badass and like letting that actually give you energy. I think people rob themselves of where they could be boosting their energy by taking things that are challenging and being like I'm even more badass because of this.
Exactly. And what is the story you want to tell? Like that is the thing I
Mm,
constantly tell myself about, especially with postpartum, with everything we've been through, like all of the things. It's like, damn, this chapter. Fuck, I wish those gets ripped out. Like it is just something that is just very difficult as going through a family, like all of the things. And you're just like, no, but like what story? Because I'm gonna be telling this story to lots
hmm
of moms one day. I'm gonna be telling this story to my own damn son one day. Like that is what my husband and I did. Like my husband, he sold out this entire event while my son's in the NICU. He's running all of these things. He's writing these books. He's doing this stuff. He's like, because this is the story I want to tell Luca when he's old enough. For me, I'm like, I ran my company. I set up all this stuff. We did all this stuff. We made this amount of money. We were able to pay these bills. Why? Because this is what we did with the story. That's the story I want to tell. I don't want to tell the story of me sitting and collapsing and like, like unfortunately, how many moms that I see where it's just they lose themselves, they lose their drive, they lose their identity, they lose all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna get hotter. My ass is never gonna look better. I'm gonna get such a fat bank account. Just like watch, because that sounds way more fun of a story to tell than the one that we hear far too often.
And you have that power to decide
Yep.
that and go and create it. It's
Everyone does. Everyone does.
We all have it. I love this. This conversation has been through the roof. Everybody needs to comment their favorite takeaway. I'm sure there have been millions. And if you guys want to hear more on all things motherhood, all things building your business while being a mother, not being tied to your phone when you want to like actually go raise your babies and being a badass and having a reputation so you don't fall off the face of the earth when you feel like you're having an identity crisis while raising your kids, you guys need to follow Laura. Her content is incredible. I love that you're doing a 365-day face to cam challenge. Let's talk about that really quick before we wrap up. Okay, what inspired this? Tell the people about the challenge you're doing for yourself. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
I was just kind of feeling like a sack of shit, you know? I'm
Mm.
like, simple as that, where I'm like, if I'm feeling out of sorts and I want to push my edge, what is it? And so I realized I want to get better at speaking. I want to get, again, I want to build my reputation even more because that my postpartum season was me just doing the bare minimum. Now I'm like, no, there's something else. Like, I just want to have fun with this. I want to see who I become. Honestly, it's
Mhm.
about me. Like, I would love to be like, it's about
Yeah.
you guys, and I want to provide the value and I do. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I think it's so fun to just push my own edge and see what happens next.
hmm
And so, yeah, I'm doing 365 days of talking head videos. And to say the least, like some days I'm like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm so tired and my kids all over
Yeah.
me. Sometimes it's midnight night in the middle of the day and I'm like sit or like at night and I'm like filming in my like nighty. Well, this is us guys. It's not the authority angle I want. But yeah, I think it's just fun. I'm just like, it's uncomfortable, so why not?
Yeah, I am obsessed with that. I'm like a 75 hard girly, so like I've
Yeah.
done it a million times, and it's when you do that, and there's those days where you just want to be like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I'm exhausted. It's late. Why am I walking outside at 1 a.m.? Like, is this even safe? I have my phone flashlight on. Like, but you become a version of yourself you're so proud to be. You feel so lit up. Like, pushing through those days, the next day, you feel even more on fire. Like, it makes my magnetism like light up like a fucking crazy person. I'm sure you felt that way at different points.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. And it's so funny even just watching it from like, because I started it when we were in Spain
Mm.
for 2 months for the holidays, visiting my husband's family. And it's just like cold and rainy and like, I don't know the language. I'm just isolated in this place, like in the middle of Spain. Like, I'm like, I don't know and I don't speak Spanish. Like, this is
Yeah.
stupid. And so I also was like, I want to create connection. Like, I want to, like, I'm craving connection that I can't ultimately get right now. So, how can I create that with my audience? Like, a lot of us were seeking a lot of this stuff from people in our lives and they
Mhm.
can't give it to us in certain moments where it's like if you just gave that to your business, you'd feel that feeling. Like you can get it wherever you want. And so that was also a thing where I was just like, I'm gonna go and like so now looking back at those videos and I'm like, look at how much we've already evolved. Like our
Yeah.
speaking skills and getting to the fucking point. Like all
Mm,
of these things that actually are coming and like the sass and the factor and like getting more comfortable, like speaking how I normally speak versus like the awkwardness when a camera comes out in front of you and you're
yeah.
like, it's like your brain shuts and you're like, oh, okay. It's really fun to look back at it. And it's only been what, 3 months now?
That's so cool. And you have like this whole digital diary, like
Yeah.
literally seeing your evolution in front of your own face. And I'm sure
Yeah.
your audience loves that. I've been podcasting since 2018, and people are like, I literally grew up with you. Like I was 20
Yeah.
years old when I started my
Oh, I
podcast.
love that.
And so it's like, I love getting to grow up with you and watch how things change. And like so many of my clients have been there at events I've hosted for like all of these firsts. And it's like when you do something like this and you put yourself out there in that way, you do something that's uncomfortable, new for the first time, what you're not getting from other people. Like everybody around you benefits and they feel so inspired by your leadership. And I love that aspect because I'm just like, I always talk about batshit crazy actions. Like when you're going and doing the batshit crazy thing, people want to go do more batshit crazy stuff because they
Exactly.
feel so elevated by you going first.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. You go first and everything else just follows.
Yeah, the universe bring follows suit every time.
Exactly.
This has been incredible. Laura, thank you for sharing your
Thank you.
story, these tips, all of the things. And also remember, like, she is a mom. Like, her mindset is up here, like Jedi magic, like military athlete mindset. Actually, I was going to mention this. You talk about like the athlete performance mentality. Like, it's so funny you say that because my word of the year is athlete. And so I'm like
It
very much
changes
so
everything.
yeah, it's like when you're in the athlete headspace, and I think about professional athletes all
Yeah.
like every single day of my life, and
Yeah.
I'm like always tapping
They're
into
insane.
energy. Yeah,
They're
and
literally insane.
they're
And like
crazy.
the level of discipline and sacrifice. Like my husband was drafted in the NBA. He got injured right before it all happened. But so like their level of discipline and like the way my husband just fucking is. And I'm
Yeah,
just like, you guys are so annoying. I want to do it.
I want to be that.
Yeah.
Like this is so fucking extra. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's so incredible. But it's like Laura is proof that you get to have this type of mindset and have this standard and still have your soft moments in your family. Be a mother, be a wife, be a hot wife, be a rich mom. Like you get to be that. You get to hold a standard, have an incredible business, be a savage all at the same time. So thank you for just being an incredible example.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
this conversation. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can follow you, all of the things.
Yes. So come listen to my episode with Michaela over on my podcast, which is Soft X Savage, and that'll be on there. But come hang out on Instagram. I love to hear from you guys. It's so funny on podcasts. Like you don't know who's listening. Like we see the numbers, but
Yeah.
to like know who's actually listening is my favorite thing. So my Instagram is it's Laura Patricia Martin. So ITS Laura Patricia Martin. And just let me know your takeaway because it's the best thing ever when we can actually have conversations with the people that hear ours.
I know. It's so fun. And I'll link all of the things. I'll link the podcast and our Instagram, of course, in the show notes so you guys can connect with Laura. I'm sure we'll be doing a round two in person in our potential future podcast studio we have
Yeah.
secretly talked about, probably with an espresso martini, and
Yes.
it's going to be such a vibe. Thanks so much for sharing your Laura magic with us.
Thank you.
Thanks. And we'll talk to you guys soon.